All right. Hey, y'all. For those of you guys who are new to me, my name is Jennifer, and today I'm going to be talking to you about securing funding for your nonprofit organization. Securing funding for your nonprofit organization. If you all are new to me, I talk about all things nonprofits. I talk about how to raise money for your nonprofits. I talk about how to get funding for your nonprofits. I talk about how to get salaries paid for your nonprofit. I talk about how to have the materials and supplies needed for your nonprofit organizations to be able to grow and thrive. I just got off the phone with a person who has had their nonprofit organization since 1920. No, since 1999. They just became a nonprofit in 2015. And since that time, they have been paying for everything out of their own pocket, right? Everything out of their own pocket. And one of her questions to me, when I told her that she wanted a grant, she came to me and she said, Jen, I want a grant. I need a grant. And I said to her, where else does money come from for your nonprofit organization? And her response to me was, well, how am I supposed to raise money as a nonprofit? And so it made me come and repeat myself. Those of you guys who've been following me for a while, you know I talk about this every single day. And so I again had to explain to her that her nonprofit is a business. Put business in the chat. Put business in the chat. Her nonprofit is a business. It is a business that has to run based on expenses, right? Expenses in any type of business. You need what? You need revenue. You need money coming in to pay the expenses. Well, her response was, well, how do I get funding? How do I get funding for my nonprofit? Right. And I said to her, you are a business. You are a business, and every business has to be able to generate revenue for your nonprofit. Now, one of the things that's usually the challenge is that you don't know you're a business, right? I didn't know I was a business, Jen. I didn't know it. I didn't know the nonprofit was a business. So I didn't set it up to raise money, right? I'm always saying that there are three reasons that nonprofit businesses don't have money. One, I didn't know I was a business. Two, when I started the nonprofit business, I did not put together a plan to raise money. Three, Jen, I did not prioritize raising money. I started what I thought was a program. The program is not nonprofit. The business is what is nonprofit. Put business in the chat. Put business in the chat. Put business in the chat. You are a business. You are not a program. You are a business. What is our business? What is the point of our business? What is the focus of our business? Our business is result. Our business is solution. We are in the business of solution. We are in the business of change. We are in the business of result. We're not in the business of program. The program is what accomplishes the mission of the business. The program is what accomplishes the mission of the business, right? So, what is nonprofit? What is nonprofit or not for profit is the business, not the program. The program is not profit. The program doesn't raise any money. The program is only an expense. So, where would the benefit of being a nonprofit reside? On the business, not on the program. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So, when you say, Jen, I want to start a nonprofit, you are stating, Jen, I'm starting a business. There are two categories of business, for profit, nonprofit. What is the difference? Profit. What is profit? Profit is over and above what it costs to operate is profit. Over and above what it costs to operate is profit. I'm going to say it again. Over and above what it costs to operate is profit. So what does that mean? That means you, as the president, as the CEO, as the executive director, as the one that is the founder, your job is to know how to generate the money to operate. You're a business. Oh my God, you're a business. You are a business. You are not a program. You did not start a program. I don't know if anybody likes hearing that. But your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. Your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. Your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. It is a business. All right. Thank you all for joining me on YouTube. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your subscribing. For those of you who were over on the TikTokies, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Okay, here we go. And the thing that frustrates me is that I have these conversations every day. I have these conversations every single day. Jen, I need a grant. Jen, my biggest problem is that we don't have enough money, consistent funding to sustain or expand our program. I hear that probably a dozen times a day. People get on my calendar and say, Jen, my biggest problem is funding. Jen, my biggest problem is we don't have enough money to operate. Jen, my biggest problem is we don't have enough money to do the things that we need to do. My biggest problem is, Jen, that I am paying for everything out of my pocket. Who has that biggest problem? Say me. Say, Jen, I have that problem right there. I have that problem, Jen. I don't have enough money coming in for my nonprofit, Jen. I have that problem. Jen, I don't have enough money coming in to pay and to cover expenses. Jen, I have that problem. Jen, we don't have enough money to expand our program or to hire staff or to support. Jen, I'm paying for everything out of my pocket. I have that problem. If you have that problem, say me. Why do you have that problem? Why do you have the problem of not having enough money to operate? Why do you have that problem? Well, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. We're not supposed to have any money. Jen, I'm a nonprofit. We don't have any money. Jen, I'm a nonprofit. No, you are a not-for-profit business. Huh? You are a tax-exempt business. Put business in the chat. Put business in the chat. Put business in the chat. You have started a program, but now you don't have any money for the program. Jen, my biggest problem is that we don't have we have problems securing consistent funding. Jen, my biggest problem is that we don't have consistent funding. Jen, we might get some gift cards from Walmart. Jen, we might get some gift cards from other places. Jen, we might have somebody give us a little bit of money here and there. Jen, I'm paying for everything out of my pocket, but we don't have consistent funding. Is that you? If that is you, say me in the comment. Me. That's me, Jen. I don't have consistent funding. Now, this is the thing, because the question always comes, well, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. Where is money supposed to come from? If I'm a nonprofit, if I'm just starting my nonprofit, where is money supposed to come from? If you don't know where money comes from, I'm going to say this as gently as only I can. If you don't know where funding comes from, when you started it, where did you think funding was going to come from? Where did you think it was going to come from when you started it? When you filed that piece of paper, you wasn't worried about where money was coming from then, right? You wasn't worried about it then. You just thought, let me file this piece of paper. Woohoo! shoot, I got a nonprofit. Jen, I was told that if I got my nonprofit, I could get a grant. So were you counting on grant funding? All right, that's okay. That's fine. I hear it every day. All right, let's talk about grant funding. What is going to be the criteria of getting the grant? Did we think about that? How am I going to get the grant? Are they going to take a piece of paper and is that going to be the decision maker? I got a piece of paper. No, your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. You are a business. The grant funder is going to look at your business. That's why they ask for financials. That's why you got to apply. If it were free money, just because you're a nonprofit, you wouldn't have to apply. What do you have to apply for? You're a nonprofit. What do you got to apply for? Why do you have to apply? You have to apply because the grant funder has to make a decision. Are you qualified? Are you equipped? Are you structured for the money? You get the money. What? You get, Jen, I need about $20,000. I need about $20,000, Jen, to start. All right, now you got $20,000. Now, what happens when that $20,000 has been spent? You done spent the $20,000. Now we broke again. Where else is money coming from? Well, Jen, won't one grant fund my nonprofit until Jesus comes? Won't this grant funder keep giving me money because I'm a nonprofit? I want you to wake up. I just want you to wake up. Turn to your neighbor and say, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You are a whole business. I don't think you heard me. You are a business. The grant funder is making a decision on your business model. Do you have financials? Do you have a budget? Do you have a plan or streams of revenue to keep the business, your business, by the way? It's you started it. You're the founder. You're the executive director. You're the CEO. Do you have the systems, the means, the structure to fund it? No. Well, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. People are going to give me money. People are going to give me donations. People are going to make contributions. People are going to give me money to run my what? Why do they give you money? Why do the people that are not in what you do give you their money for something that they don't benefit from? Well, Jen, because the tax write-off. No, that's not true. They can make any decision. Why would they choose you? You've got to know, why would they choose me? Why would they choose my nonprofit? Why would they choose my program? Why would they choose my organization to give their money to? It's their money. Am I interested in what they need? Am I interested in what's important to them about what I do? Otherwise, why would they give me their money? Am I making sense? Listen, for those of you guys who are new to me, I'm a lot. You understand? I'm not going to apologize for being a lot. I'm just going to tell you I'm a whole lot. Okay? I've been doing this work for 38 years. And I am at a point in my life where I'm liable to say anything. I'm liable to say anything. All right? Don't get offended. Don't be sensitive. I'm here to help. Okay? I want to help you. I want to help you understand what you started. You started a business that needs revenue. That means what? Somebody in this piece has to know how to generate revenue. Because you don't have any money, that should be the first clue. I need to learn how to get some money. That's not money's problem. It's I don't know how to get the money. Say that. Say, Jen, I done started this whole nonprofit and I don't know how to get money. Jen, I done started this whole nonprofit business and I don't know where money comes from. Jen, I done started this whole nonprofit business, and when I started it, I didn't know it was a business. Jen, I done started this whole nonprofit business. I got all these expenses that I've been paying for out of my own pocket, and I don't know how to get out of this loop. Say that. Don't say, Jen, my biggest challenge is not having funding. Securing consistent funding is my biggest challenge. No, your biggest challenge is you don't know how to secure funding. Just say, Jen, I don't know how to put together a fundraising plan. I don't know where to start. And I don't know what I don't know. And that's why I don't have funding. I don't have funding because I don't know how to get funding. You have 8 streams of revenue. Y'all, when I say that to people, they look at me like I've got 2 heads. You have 8 streams of revenue. Everybody has 8 streams of revenue in the nonprofit space. There are 14 total. 14 streams of revenue. I don't think y'all heard me. There are 14 streams, ways by which money comes into your business. Money is not a bad thing. You need money. Can we agree we need money? We need money for materials. We need money for supplies. We need money for equipment. We need money for staff. We need money for space. We need money for the phone. We need money for the website. We need money for marketing. We need money for accounting. We need money for fundraising. We need money to operate. Can we agree we need money to operate? Because I don't know something about the word nonprofit is y'all are losing your mind. Y'all are losing your mind. Is it I didn't know it was a business? Is that it? Jen, I started a nonprofit program. No, that is not what you started. You started a business. Could it be that you don't have any money because you don't know the business? Just say that, Jen, I don't know the business. I know the program. I know the program, Jen. I know what I want to do. I know that we got a program that's helping youth. I know we've got a program, Jen, that's serving single moms. I know we've got a program, Jen, that's feeding the homeless. I know we've got a program, Jen, that's tutoring babies. I know we've got a program, Jen, that does summer camp. I know we've got all them program activities are expenses. That's just an expense. How do you offset expense? A grant. Jen, I need a grant. All right, let's go with that. Let's just go with that. All right. I'm in a mood today. Can y'all tell? Honey, I am in a mood today because I'm saying, all right, you want a grant? Let's go with it. Let's go with it. You want a grant? Let's talk about this grant then. You write this grant. And now we got to wait 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months more before you get the grant. So where's money coming from while you wait on the grant? Where's the money coming from? We ain't got no money coming in while you waiting on the grant. You say to the grant writer, what's my guarantee? If I hire you to be my grant writer, what's my guarantee? Now, why are you bashing the grant writer? You wasn't thinking about guarantee when you started this business and you didn't know how to get any money for it. You wasn't thinking about guarantee then. You weren't thinking about guarantee when you started a whole business that you didn't even think about where money came from. You done spent $2,000, $4,000, $9,000, $10,000 out of your pocket with no money coming in. No money coming in. You're paying for everything out of your pocket. You wasn't thinking about guarantee then. Now that you got to hire somebody who knows what they're doing, you're talking about guarantee. Now you want to know about guarantee. Well, if I give you this money, what's my guarantee that I'm going to get this money back? You wasn't thinking about getting no money back. You started a whole business and you don't even know where money comes from. Can somebody help me with the guarantee situation? I don't understand that question. Guarantee. I'm thinking, I know what I'm doing. You the one that don't know what you're doing. Talk about guarantee. The grant funder. Let's talk about guarantee. The grant funder is going to say, if I give you my money, let's talk about guarantee. Let's talk about guarantee, honey, since y'all like to throw around guarantee. You like to throw around guarantee. What's my guarantee? And if I give you this money, what's my guarantee? The grant funder is saying, well, if I give you this grant, what's my guarantee? What's my guarantee? One, that you have a budget and that you can sustain what I gave you. What's my guarantee? That's what the grant funder is asking. In that application, they say, what's my guarantee? What are the questions? They ask you for your goals. They ask you for your objectives. They ask you what is the outcome of your program. They ask you for your budget. They ask you for your financials. Why? Because they're trying to get a guarantee that if they give you their money, that you have the means and the strategy and the infrastructure to replace their funding. They're asking for a guarantee too. Do you know how to run your business? Everybody wants a guarantee, right? Everybody wants a guarantee. Everybody wants to know, is it worth the investment? Should I give you my money? Your donors and your funders are asking the same thing. It's their money. It's their money. Do you have a clear mission? Do you know how to accomplish your mission? Do you know what the problem is and do you know how to solve it? Do you have a plan to sustain your business before they invest in it? Everybody wants a guarantee. I get it. Let's talk about guarantee. What I can guarantee you is this. I can guarantee that if you start a business and you don't even know it's a business, I guarantee you're going to have a problem. Guarantee. I guarantee that if you start a business without a plan on how to fund the business, I guarantee you are going to have a problem. I give you another guarantee. I guarantee that the longer you run this business with no proof of revenue, I guarantee that that business is not going to be sustainable. All right. I want y'all to excuse me over here on YouTube. There's a person over here that God blocked. I am a different type of person. I'm a different type of person. Okay. I present differently. I speak differently. I'm a different person. I'm not apologizing for that. I'm just letting you know that after 38 years of doing this work, the people that listen to me raise money. Guarantee. Guarantee that the people that do what I say do raise money. Guarantee. What is it that secures or guarantees money? A plan. A plan. A plan to diversify your funding stream. Every business have multiple streams of revenue. I guarantee that if your organization does not have diverse streams of revenue, you're going to run out of revenue. Now, I'm not talking about profit. Revenue is a term for money coming into the business to cover expenses. Revenue is a term, a business term, that if you have expenses, which is also a business term, you have to have money, revenue, coming in to cover the expenses. I guarantee that if you don't have streams of revenue, you don't have streams of revenue. If you don't have a plan to raise money, then you don't have a plan to raise money. Guarantee. Guarantee. I don't have a plan to raise any money, Jen. I started my nonprofit. I got my piece of paper, right? But your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. Your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. It's a business. Your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. So when you get that piece of paper in the mail and you say, Jen, I got my nonprofit. I've been approved to be a nonprofit business. I got my piece of paper, Jen. I need a grant. I'm ready for a grant. And the grant funder asks you in that application, where else does money come from into your business? Why? Because everybody knows that the business requires ongoing revenue. Why? Because you have ongoing expenses. You have ongoing expenses. So you need what? Ongoing revenue. So the grant funder is saying, well, do you know where money comes from? For those of you guys who are coming in, I'm going to go over the streams of revenue, but I want to talk about the plan. Put plan in the chat. I am now on YouTube as well as over on the TikTokies. Thank you all so very much for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. For those of you who are on TikTok and you guys want to listen to this again, I invite you to go over to the Tuberations where you can see the replay on my channel. All right, so here we go. You want to be able to develop a plan. A plan to what? A plan to diversify and generate revenue to operate. How do you get over the challenge of having enough money, consistent money, securing money to operate? How do you, put the how in the chat, put the how do I generate enough money? How do I secure consistent funding for your program and for your operations? How? A plan. A plan that diversifies your funding streams. That's how. You got to have a plan. Now, what are the funding streams, right? You've got to have a plan that's going to attract multiple streams of revenue. You have 8 streams of revenue. Everybody has 8. Everybody has 8. Everybody has 8. There are 14, but everybody has 8, right? If you did not know, or if you do not know the 8 streams of revenue, that's why you don't have revenue. Just say, I don't know I didn't know there were 8 streams of revenue, Jan. I didn't know that there were 8 ways for me to what? Secure. I want y'all to hear me now. To secure funding. Secure. This is not what if it happens and what if it doesn't? What if this is not, oh, but it happens for them, but it wouldn't happen for me. This is not a guessing. No, this is guaranteed. Guaranteed. Just like your expenses are guaranteed. Let's go into it now. Let's talk truth. Just like your expenses are guaranteed. I have website, I got phone, I've got bookkeeping, I got bank fees, I've got all of these guaranteed expenses. How is it then that you can have guaranteed expenses, but not guaranteed money to cover those expenses? How does that work? You got guaranteed expenses. There's guaranteed streams of revenue. You got 8. You don't even have to have all 8. Get 3, get 4. I don't have any I don't have any, Jen. I'm paying for everything out of my pocket, and that's not guaranteed. Because when you run out of money, now there's no other money coming in. Guaranteed. That's not sustainable. You have got to have a diverse streams of revenue. If you do not know the 8 streams of revenue, put 8 in the chat. Say, Jen, I don't know the 8 streams of revenue. I didn't know there were 8 streams of revenue. I didn't know I could bring in money. I was a nonprofit, Jen. We don't have any money. I'm a nonprofit, Jen. Of course we don't have any money. Jen, I'm a nonprofit. I'm a nonprofit. No, you are a business that happens to be not for profit. You are a business that has to diversify your funding stream. So what do? You've got to diversify your funding stream. That's guaranteed. Securing funding is multiple streams of revenue. Okay? I want you all to like this live. I want you to subscribe, turn your notifications on, and please share it out. Okay? Here are the 8 streams of revenue. You have individuals. These are your regular donors, your monthly donors, your major donors, your annual donors, your regular donors. These are people. And this money can go anywhere within the organization, program, or operation. Out of every dollar raised, 30 cents goes to operations. What's operations? Your phone, your website, your accounting, your bookkeeping, your marketing, your fundraising, materials, supplies, equipment, salary, okay? Operation, your donor acquisition, your donor cultivation, the things that are going to cause the organization to operate. Your job as the executive director, your job as the CEO, your job along with the board is to ensure that there is enough money coming into the business, secure enough money. That's your job, is to secure enough funding to operate. If there is no money to operate, that program can't exist. You have to have money coming in to operate. 30 cents out of every dollar goes to operations. That means 70 cents goes to program. That's not profit. That's just to operate. Operate the operations and operate the program. The program has a person, a program coordinator, space, materials, supplies, equipment, snack, gas, whatever it takes to run the program. Those are expenses. Those are guaranteed expenses. Can you all say guaranteed? If those are guaranteed expenses to run the business and to run the program, then how is it that you don't have guaranteed revenue to cover the expenses? Why would somebody say start a whole program that you can't even afford to run? Who wants to do that? Who wants to start a whole nonprofit and then not have the money to do the nonprofit? I don't know why. Let me start a nonprofit. Oh, but we don't have any money. Well, then why did we start this thing? Why did we start it? And my biggest challenge is, Jen, I don't know. I don't have secure. My biggest problem, Jen, is that I can't secure funding. I can't secure funding, Jen. My first thought is, when you started it, where was money going to come from? I didn't think about it, Jen. I'm a nonprofit. We don't have any money. I'm a nonprofit, Jen. We don't have any budget coming. I'm a nonprofit, Jen. No, we don't have. I've been paying for everything out of my pocket. Like that's a badge of honor. That's insanity. That's crazy. Let me keep going. Individuals. You have businesses, corporations. You have events, fundraisers. What make these successful? What makes this a success? people. People that come, people that attend, people that buy tickets, people that sponsor, people that go to the auction, people, right? The people is what makes this event successful. Now, after that event is over, you should have a plan, a system, and a strategy to what? Move the people that came to this event over here. They should be motivated, inspired to do what? Become ongoing, regular donors. If you don't have that plan, if you don't know how, if you don't have the system, if you don't have the strategy, that has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with I don't know how. So how do you get over that? You learn in kind. Many of you get these gift cards. You get the gift cards from the Walmart, from the Target, right? You get these people who give you gas cards and all that stuff. That's great, but that's not cash to pay the expenses. How about we need cash to pay the real expenses? You got a phone bill, you got a internet bill, you've got materials, you got supplies, you got space. You need money. That's okay. You need money. Every business needs money. For those of you guys who hate the word money, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. We don't have any money. You started out that way. You set it up that way. Just say, I set up my business not to generate money. Now, again, I'm not like my counterpart. All right. My counterparts are so sweet and they're so calm and they're so, they're so soft. I've been doing this for 38 years. My soft girl era has gone long gone. You understand? Because some of y'all needs to be shook. Some of y'all needs to be shook with reality. I'm just telling you the truth for free. Now we got grants. Grants is number 5. Grants are great, but grants are not going to fund 100%. I hate to break it to you. Grants are not going to fund 100% of your program or your operation or your startup. Jen, I need a grant to start. Jen, I can't start my nonprofit without a grant. I need a grant, Jen. I need a grant before I can start. I need a grant, Jen, to get started. Now let's talk about that. It may take 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months more before that grant funder makes a decision to make the award of the grant. Why does it take so long, Jen? There are more organizations seeking grant dollars than there are those organizations giving grant funds. I'm going to say that again. There are more organizations seeking grant dollars than there are those giving grant funding. So it's going to take them grant funders a minute to go through. They're going to receive hundreds, if not thousands, of grant applications. So while they're going through and doing what they do you just wait? Jen, we can't do anything till we get a grant. We can't do anything, Jen, till we get a grant. That's crazy. Particularly when you have 7 other streams of revenue. And that grant is not going to give you 100%. It's not going to give you 50%. You're going to need more than one grant. Well, who's going to write the grant? Who's going to write the grant? Who's going to keep writing grants? Because when you run out of the grant funding, where are you going to replace that money? There has to be money after that money. Why? Because you got ongoing expenses, right? You got ongoing expenses. That means what? You need ongoing money. So you get that grant for $50,000, you spend that grant for $50,000, and now you got to keep raising money. That's business. Now, I stress the word business because I want you to recognize that it's not a program. It's not a program. It's not a program. Your nonprofit is not a program. It is a business. What's the first clue? It's a business. You got a business bank account. You have a president, you have a CEO, you have a secretary, you have a treasurer, you have a vice president. That's not program. That's business. That's company. That's company language. That's business language. That's not program language. You're not the president. You're not the CEO. You're not the secretary of a program. It's a business. I just want you to know what it is so that you know how to function and operate it. You all are operating as if your program was the nonprofit, and that's not true. Your nonprofit is not a piece of paper. It's not a piece of paper. That piece of paper says that your business is designated or categorized or classified as a nonprofit. That's all that paper says. That paper says this is my application for my business to be recognized as a nonprofit. That's what that piece of paper says. That piece of paper does not talk about your program. It talks about the business. I know it's a lot of reprogramming. It's a lot of I don't know. I didn't know it was a business, Jen. I didn't know it was a business because many of you are trying to operate your business with only pure passion. And honey, passion is expensive. Passion is expensive because some of y'all are jumping off the cliff. Y'all are getting out here starting these nonprofit businesses, not knowing it's a business. Everybody knows it's a business, but you. And now you are funding everything out of your own pocket. You say you are right. Listen, I'm just trying to help y'all for free. I don't want nobody to go into 2025. I want this to be the last year of ignorance. No disrespect. I want this to be the last year of y'all starting something and you don't know what it is. That's my only mission. My mission in life after 38 years of doing this is that I am trying to stop people from doing the worst by not knowing what you started. I'm out here for that. That's it. I'm just here to say, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Honey, don't start something. Friends don't let friends start businesses they don't know how to run. I'm your friend, honey. I am your friend. I'm your friend that says, listen to me. Right? Listen to me. Don't you go down that dark road of starting a nonprofit and you don't know what it is. By definition, we are a tax exempt business whose purpose it is for impact, not passion. For those of you all who like to start stuff for passion, Jen, it's my passion. Jen, this what? No, I'm not belittling passion, all right? Because I don't want nobody coming for me. I'm not belittling passion, all right? I'm all about passion, honey, but put it in perspective. Your business is not passion, and no one is funding your passion. No grant funder, no individual donor is giving you money for your passion. You got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan to reach, to communicate, to connect with, to engage, to inspire the people that are not in it. The people that are not in your program are your donors, your funders, your partners, your collaborators, your supporters. Your passion is not what compels, inspires them to give their money. I don't think y'all understand money. Their investment is not in your passion. Their investment is in the success of your business. Put business in the chat. But Jen, I want to start a nonprofit. I want to do this. I want to do that. No disrespect. But what you do with my money, cannot be about your passion. Let's keep going. My only point is this: you've got to have a plan. For you to have consistent money, consistent. Y'all who want consistent money. Jen, can I get paid, Jen? Jen, can I get a salary? Can I get a salary, Jen? I say yes. And then I say, if you want a consistent check, ain't no problem with that, then you've got to have consistent revenue. What are you doing consistently to raise the revenue? If you say nothing, no, Jen, we're not doing anything to raise any money. Mm-mm. No, Jen, we've not made that a priority. No, Jen, nobody in the organization knows how to raise any money. Well, that's why there's no money. That's why there's no money. We don't have a plan to raise it. We don't know how to raise it. We did not make raising money a priority. What does that mean? That means you suck at business. That's all that means. I suck at business, Jen. I'm real good with my passion. Honey, I can run this program. I pay for this program out of my pocket because that's really my heart. But this business stuff, I don't like that, Jen. I don't like the accounting. I don't like the marketing. I don't like talking about my business. I don't like talking about why we do what we do and why it's important. And I don't like that part. I don't like going live. I don't like networking. I don't like the business. Well, can you be surprised then that you don't have any money because you're not running the business? You running that program, no, honey, and that ain't nothing but an expense. How do you know? Because you're paying for everything out of your pocket. I don't have a plan. I don't have a business plan to raise money. I don't know how or have a plan to diversify my funding stream. I gave you the 8, right? Y'all got 8. I gave you 8. You're welcome. You all should be saying to yourself as a plan. Let me give you an example. The plan should be you and your board should be bringing in, if everybody brings in 2 new donors a month as a plan, everybody bring in 2 new donors. Now, who are donors? People that know what you do. Before they can become a donor or an investor in what you do, they have to know what you do. So that means somebody's got to be doing the marketing. Somebody's got to be doing the outreach. Somebody's got to be doing the showing and the sharing of what you do and why what you do is important before the people that are not in what you do know what you do, are introduced to what you do, are encouraged by what you do before they what? Invest in what you do. There is a line. All right, John Kenneth, you say that one more time. I'm not even going to give you one more time. I'm just going to block you because I don't want nobody spamming. I have like zero tolerance. I'm not even going to ask no question. You come in here crazy, I'm going to block you. That's how we do it over here. That's how we do it. I don't do trolls. All right, let's get back into it. Okay. So you want to make sure that your plan has the right action, right? You want to make sure that your plan has the right actions. What is the actions? Actions are marketing. Actions are awareness building. Actions are sharing and showing what the need is and how your organization is the solution to that need. Remembering that your donors, your funders, your partners, your supporters, your contributors are not in your program. So in order for them to be inspired by what you do, they've got to see the benefit to what you do. I'm going to say that again for the people in the bushes. The program are people who have a need. Your donors, your funders, your supporters, your sponsors, they are not in your program. And so for them to become aware of what you do, to be inspired by what you do, to be aware of what you do, to be introduced to what you do, the only way they become aware is marketing. What's marketing? Let's break that down because some people don't know what marketing is. Marketing is sharing your product. What is your product? Your product is result. Your product is result, not activity. Your product is result, not activity. Your product is result, not activity. We are in the business of result. We are in the business of solution. We are in the business of outcome. We are in the business of meeting need. That's our business. We are not in the business of passion. We are not in the business of program. Now let's talk about what a program is. And I'm giving you all the terms, I'm giving you the words, and I want to explain them because many of you use these words, but I don't think you know what they mean. Many of you say, Jim, my program is this. But what is a program? What is a program? A program is a group of activities that are intentionally designed to prove and produce result. The program is not activities, but they are activities that are what? Strategically designed to meet the need, to get result, to accomplish the mission. These activities are designed to show, to prove, to verify, to confirm that these activities work. I don't think you heard me. Because some of y'all think that your program is just a bunch of activity. No. Your business is result. Your business is not activity. Now, y'all are paying for them activities. Y'all are paying for them activities. Am I right? Them activities are expensive, honey. Them activities are expensive. Them activities will break your bank. Jen, we've got camping trips, Jen. We're taking them to do, out to eat. We're taking them we're doing mentoring, Jen. We need space for this. Jen, we need equipment. All them activities are expensive. The donor and the funder want to know what's the result of all them activities. Because your donor and your funder are not in the activities. So what is the return on their investment? It's result. It's result. So how do we secure funding? Share result. That's your product. I don't know if you heard me. How do we secure funding? Talk about our product. Market your product. Market your product, not your passion. Market your product, right? What's the product? This is the problem, and this is how our program is the solution. This is what the need is, and this is how we solve and address things. This is what they look like before they came into our program, and this is what they're going to look like when they leave. Well, Jen, what if I'm just getting started? What if I'm just getting started, Jen, and we haven't started yet? We don't have a result. Well, everybody has a day one, right? Everybody has a day one. So then you, as a proposal, are saying, this is what we propose to do. That's what you got to do for the grant application. In the grant application, you are proposing what you're going to do. You are speaking to what will happen when we receive the funding. What will happen? Not what has happened, but what will, projection, goal, objective, future, anticipation, plan. Well, then that's what you tell them. This is what we plan to do. We plan to launch our organization in 2005. This is what the need is that we're addressing here in the community, and this is how we're going to address it. Our goals are to serve 20, 30, 50 people, whatever that is. When they come into our organization, this is what our program consists of. And when they leave our organization, this is what they're going to look like. We're going to be able to show and share how the resources and the funds come into our organization really produce this result. It's that simple. But see, y'all started these things not knowing about planning. You started it thinking only about passion and program. And that's not how you guarantee funding. Fundraising, raising funds is a term that's used in the nonprofit, but it's the same meaning as the term cash flow in the for-profit, right? The for-profit says we need cash flow, Jen. We need cash flow. We need funding. We need cash flow, Jen. In the nonprofit, the term is fundraise, raising funds, cash flow. Same thing, different term. Same thing, different term. Well, Jen, I'm a nonprofit. But I'm thinking, what are we fundraising? What does that mean? Fundraising, raising funds. Do we do it episodic? Do we do it once a month? Do we do it every 3 months? Do we raise funds? How often are we raising funds? We're only raising funds when we have an event. We only are raising funds when we get a grant. We're only raising funds. When are we raising funds? We should be raising funds every day. Why? Because we have everyday expenses. Am I screaming? For those of you all who are new to me, my name is Jennifer. Thank y'all for coming by. I am a nonprofit expert over 38 years of doing this work. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for subscribing here on my Tuberations. Listen, it is my heart, it is my goal, it is my desire that you have the information that you need to be a competitive business. You are competing, not from a place of they get and we don't, but you are competing from a place of they know and so do you. You understand? That they know how to raise funds, and so do you. Right? That's what I mean by competitive. Because if you don't know what they know, honey, you can't compete. You can't compete. You can't compare yourself to those organizations that are getting funding when you don't know how to do what they do. I'm going to say that again for the people in the bushes. You cannot compare to those other organizations that are generating funding, that are getting dollars for their salaries, that do have buildings. You can't compare when you cannot compete. You can't compare. You can't look what they get funding. Well, do what they do. Everybody has the same streams of revenue. You're a nonprofit, they're a nonprofit. They got streams of revenue, so do you. The same place they get funding, you get funding. What is the problem? Can somebody help me understand what the problem is? What is the problem? Just say, I don't want to know the business. Say that. Say, I don't want to know how to do it, Jen. I don't care about doing it. Say that. Don't talk to me about no money. Don't talk to me about no money, because money is not your problem. Especially when you started. When you started and you weren't thinking about money. Then I started my whole nonprofit. I wasn't thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about money, Jen. I was just so excited to do this program. I jumped right in and got that piece of paper, and I thought that piece of paper was my nonprofit. I didn't know any better, Jen. I thought my nonprofit was the piece of paper. I don't know how that piece of paper is supposed to raise any money. I guess it's supposed to be some magic ticket to get a grant. But Jen, I don't even know what's required to get the grant. Somebody told me, Jen, I don't know who the somebody is. Somebody told me, Jen, that I need to hire a grant writer. But I got to pay the grant writer? But I don't get paid. How do I pay the grant writer, Jen, but I don't get paid? How do I pay the grant writer to do their job, but I don't get any money, Jen, to do my job? That ain't the grant writer's fault. That's your fault. Nobody told you couldn't get paid. Who told you couldn't get paid to do your job? The Bible said that everybody works should get paid. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says you should get paid at the end of the day. Look it up. But now you don't want to pay the person that can help you because you're not getting paid. Well, then raise the money so you can get paid. Where are y'all learning about the nonprofit space? Where are you learning? Who's telling you things that are going to show you the gaps in knowledge? Because that's all it is knowledge. This ain't got nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with can you? Of course you can. Everybody doing it, except you. All them other nonprofits in your community, the ones that have buildings, the ones that have buses, the ones that have staff. Well, Jen, they get all these salaries, Jen. All these salaries, Jen. They get all these salaries as a nonprofit. That executive director is making $1 million, Jen. They're making $1 million. That's not right. That's not right, Jen. They're a nonprofit. No. Those salaries probably represent only about 13% of the overall budget. Now, I was raising $12 million a year. $12 million a year. That was my job. Not my hobby, honey. It was my J-O and the B. You understand? It was my job. All right? So let's talk about the money, since y'all care about so much about the money. All right? So I'm raising $12 million a year. Let's use the calculators. Huh? The calculators. Never lie. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. $12 million. 30 cents out of every dollar goes to operations. 30 cents out of every dollar. 27 to 33. Up to 35, but usually it's about 30 cents. Okay? 30 cents. $12 million. $12 million. So times 30 cents, 30%, that's $3 million that goes to operations. That's salaries, that's building, that's lease, that's rent, that's insurance, that's paid vacation, FICA, that's equipment, that's marketing, that's all the things to run that nonprofit. That means what? Out of $12 million, 12 million minus 3 minus this, right? That 8 million goes to program. That's program staff, that's materials, that's supplies, that's equipment. That's fair. Who goes to work for free? So the question is, what are my thoughts about a founder, president, stepping down? I don't know why the founder is not receiving a salary for running the business. Why do they have to step down? I don't know. My thing is this: if you go to work, it's a job. Our work is work. Our work is work. Everybody knows it's work. It's work to bring solution. It's work to meet need. It's work to bring resolution to a problem. It's work. Now, I know that many of you started this thing because of your passion and you're driven by your passion. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But it's still work. Many of you are not passionate. Legally, I assumed if you're a board member, you could not receive a salary. Well, technically, the founder is not the executive director and a board member. Technically, the founder is running the organization. The board's role and responsibility is to work with the founder, the executive director, to generate the revenue to run the business. The executive director gets paid to do the work of running the operations, the organization. The board doesn't run the organization. So why would not the executive director get paid for running the organization? So the question is, what is the best way to start a nonprofit in terms of structure and looking for community partners? I got to figure out a different way to talk. I have to figure out a different way. Because I think we're saying the same thing, but I don't know if I'm communicating. I don't know if I'm communicating. Let me try it again. What is the best way to start the nonprofit? First, I'm going to put a period there by stressing, what did you start? You started a business. Put business in the chat. All right. So what did you start? The nonprofit is a business. Okay. So question is, what is the best way to start a not-for-profit business in terms of structure? All right. So what is the structure of the nonprofit business? The structure includes program, finance, right? Marketing, fundraising or revenue generating, program. Okay, that's the structure of the business. You got it. Program, you got funding or finance, budgeting, accounting. You have marketing, you have fundraising, you have communication. The structure of the business. Now, for many people in the business, you have these different structural departments. You have finance department, you have program department, you have funding department, you have marketing department, right? You have these different departments. And many of you work in an environment where these departments are working in silo, right? Fundraising over there, programs over there, you've got marketing down the hall, you've got accounting down the hall, and they all work in silos. How do you structure your nonprofit business? They have to work together. Program needs finance. How do we get finance? How and where does money come from? Money comes from people outside the business. So we have to develop relationships, develop awareness, develop marketing, develop tools and information that's going to reach who? The people that have the money to give us money to support our program or our organization. It works together. So structurally, you've got to know, how much money do I need? Structurally. Based upon how much money I need, what are the development, the raising of funds, right? You got 8 streams of revenue. 8 streams of revenue that bring in what? The revenue to cover the marketing or to cover the program and the operations. They work together. They don't work in silos. Your job as the founder and the CEO is to work all 3. But see, some of y'all are only working program. Y'all are only working program. You don't know where money comes from. You don't even know how much money you need. I don't have a budget, Jen. I don't know how much money I need every day or every week or every month. I don't know how much I need. I don't have a projection, right? I know what I've spent. I can give you a bank account statement, Jen, but I can't give you financials. I can't give you projection. I don't have that. Well, if you don't have projections of what you need, how do you know how much money to raise? We don't know how much money we need. Well, Jen, as much as I can get. How much you need in a grant? I don't know, as much as I can get, Jen. As much as I can get. Well, that's vague. It works together. So what's the structure? The structure is I got to know how much does it cost to run this thing, right? That's expense. How much does it cost to run it? What are the streams of revenue that are needed to cover those costs? Who do I know or could know that could give the revenue to cover those expenses? How do I reach them? And how do I keep adding to them? How do we raise more money? The more people that know what we do. How do we raise more money? The more people that know what we do. How do we raise more money? The more people that know what we do. People give to people. People give to people. People give to people. The businesses, the founders, the corporations, the sponsors, people make the decision. People give to people. So the more people that know what you do, the more people that know the importance of what you do, the more people that understand the significance of you, that's a structure. If you don't have that structure, there is no money. That structure is missing. Y'all don't have that structure. You don't have that structure. Did I answer the question? Did I answer the question? Did I answer the question? Who are community partners? Your donors, your funders, your supporters, your collaborators, all of them are communities partners. They're giving you their money. They're partnering with you. They're supporting you. Why? Why? For something that they're not in. They're supporting your ability, your capability, your clarity, your success at providing results. Because your success benefits them. That's the partnership. That when you are successful in your program in partnership with their money, their support, what you do benefits the entire community. Listen, I don't know if y'all are hearing. I don't know. Because I think that this is information that is sorely missed and not explained. But in the nonprofit space, in the nonprofit space, there is an assumption from many that talk about this subject matter. There is an assumption that you know the business. I've been doing this work for 38 years. I've been in this space for 38 years. Next year's going to be 39. I started out as an intern. It was not my intention. I was on my way to law school. It was not my intention to be in this space. But now that I'm here, honey, and achieving what I have achieved in this space of raising hundreds of millions of dollars and helping and supporting thousands of organizations, nationally and internationally. That was my job. And one of the things that was blaringly obvious, the higher I went up in this industry, and I'm working with celebrities, I'm working with athletes, I am raising I'm raising hundreds of millions of dollars with this uniform. And none of these organizations are mine. I'm working with national, international organizations. I'm raising money all across the United States and internationally. And I can count on one hand the number of people who look like me at that level. And I thought, this is interesting. Money is not a problem. Trillions of dollars come into this space. It's not money. The people that know do. That's it. How did I learn? How did I learn? In the area of grants, it was a class. I had to write a grant for a class. Thank God I had a person in my life at that time who gave me a real one to write. Did I know what a real one was? Absolutely not. Did I care? I could not have cared less. But I learned. I learned how to do it. As an intern, I wrote for over $3 million. He then took me over to the community college. And they said, put me in the development office. So they taught me how to do fundraising. They taught me how to do the diversifying of funding streams. They taught me major gift giving. They taught me donor cultivation. Did I care? Absolutely not. I was on my way to law school. My point is this, that if you intend to do any job, when you say, I want to start a nonprofit, your job is not program. That's not your job. Your job is accomplishing and achieving the mission of the business. The program is what accomplishes the mission of the business. You didn't start a program, you started a business that has a mission. The program accomplishes the mission of the business. So your job is to know the mission, to know how to market the mission and the importance of the mission, and to generate the revenue so that you can continue to complete the mission. That's your job. But if you go into any job and no one showed you how to do the job, how the dang devil do you expect to know the job? And that's what I found, is that the people who did not know. That's it. This is not anything but knowledge. Somebody's showing you how to do the job. If you go down the street and get a job at the Target, at the Wendy's, at the Winn-Dixie, at the Krispy and the Kreme, whatever, wherever you go get a job, somebody's got to show you how to do the job. Now, the damnable thing is that you are trying to do a job, one, that you don't know how to do, but you want a donor, a funder, somebody to give you a grant to do a job you don't even know how to do. That's the crazy part to me. Jen, I need funding. I need money, Jen, but I don't know how to get it. Well, Jen, no, we don't have a budget. No, Jen, we don't have a board. No, Jen, I've never run a nonprofit, but I want somebody to give me money, their money, to do a job I don't even know how to do. I just don't know how to get to the bottom of that. Like you're entitled that I got a piece of paper, but I don't know the job. I don't even want to know the job. I just want to do this program. I just want to do these program activities. I don't have a budget. I don't like speaking to people about it. I don't know how to fundraise. I don't have to do none of that. But I just gonna sit back and ask for a grant. Jen, I heard there was a grant. I heard, Jen, there was a grant. Now, let me tell you why Let me tell y'all a little secret. This right here, why getting grant funding is so hard. Because the grant funder knows that out of 100 of them, 87 don't know the job. So they make the criteria much more stringent. They make the criteria more stringent. Why? Because they trying to weed out who's the 87 that don't know the job. So we can give it to the 13 that do, right? We're going to ask all these questions. We're going to make all these demands. We're going to ask for your financials. We want to see your 990. We want to see your sustainability model. We want to know who's on your board. Why? Because they're trying to figure out who knows the job. Who knows this job? Or who's just trying to spend my money? That's it. It ain't hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. Just say, I don't know how. Just say, I don't want to invest in how, because running the business is not really what I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was run the program, Jen. I'm not really interested in achieving the mission. I'm just here because I'm passionate about what I want to do. And because this is what I want to do, because somebody out here on these streets lied to you and said, you can start a whole business, put business in the chat. You can start a whole business doing what you know how to do, what you like to do. You can start a whole business, put business in the chat. You can start a whole business by doing what you like to do. You like helping young people. Nothing wrong with that. You like feeding the homeless. Nothing wrong with that. You like it. But you got to know how to run the business, because everything that you want to do costs money. All of them expenses. Jen, I want to do this. Jen, I want to start a business. I want to start this business. I want to start a wig business, Jen, but I don't know how to market. I know how to put them on, but I don't know how to market the wigs. I don't have a unit to keep the wigs. I got to pay for that. There's business. This is a business. I look at it like a bakery. Jen, I love baking cakes. I love baking cakes, Jen. I love baking cakes. I love baking cakes. I love when people enjoy my cakes, Jen. I love baking cakes. And then somebody says, you should start a bakery. You should start a bakery. You know, there's money out there if you start a bakery. You know, there's a small business grant. If you start a bakery, you can get a small business grant. So now you thinking I can get free money by starting a business. Now I'm just saying the quiet part out loud. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just saying the quiet part out loud. Okay. I'm trying to get to the 13 because 87 of y'all are never going to move forward. I know that. That's what stats say. I didn't say it. That's what the stats say. I didn't say it. Out of 100 of you, 87 of you are operating on less than $30,000 a year. You are paying for everything out of your pocket, and that's what you are satisfied with. I don't have a problem with that. Okay? I'm trying to reach the 13. Okay? So now you done started a whole business because you thought I could get a grant, but you got a business. Now, in the business, I got more ovens, right? But with more ovens means what? More expense. Because now I got to order more supplies. I need more this. I need more that. I've got more expenses now. Now I got to deal with insurance. I got to deal with customers. I got to deal with finance. I got to deal with ordering. When all I really wanted to do was bake a cake. For many of you that started a nonprofit, all you wanted to do was the program. That's all you want to do is a program. You want to do them program activities because you feel passionate about it. It makes you feel good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. But now you got a business. Well, Jen, I was told that if I started a nonprofit, I could get a grant. Let's say that's true. Let's say you get the grant and now you spent the grant. Where's money coming from next? You got to sell these cakes. You got to market your bakery. You still got to do what you needed to do before you got the grant. And now that you got the grant, you still got to keep it up because you spent the grant money. You need more money. So now we got to go back to, now we're back to market. We're back to marketing the business. We're back to having to generate revenue for the business. But you got to know how to do that. A grant is not going to erase that fact. You've got to know that while you're waiting for that grant to come through, you still got to know how to market the business, how to attract the donor, how to identify who your ideal donors are. You still have to know what to say to them for them to make a one-time gift and then decide to give a second gift, because a one-time gift is not going to do. You're still going to have to know how to cultivate and acquire new. You're going to have to know how to run the business to get the corporate spoiler. What you going to say to them? Who are the corporations that would give to you? You still got to know that. You can't get around that. But that's the part that many of you don't know how to do. And some of y'all are like feet dug in. I'm not going to learn how to do it. And I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for staying on the sideline. Why? So that the 13 out of 100 can get the funding and go and do the impactful work that needs to be done. I want the 87 of you to step aside. I want y'all to stay broke. I want you to keep that broke mentality. I want you to run this business into the ground, honey. I want you to keep paying for everything out of your pocket so that those that know how to do have more money to do it. You understand? I want you to stay right over on the sideline. I don't want you to learn. I don't want you to know. I don't want you to learn. I don't want you to be inquisitive about it. I just want you to sit on the sidelines and applaud those that know how to. I want you to give them their props. I want you to applaud them. Okay? I want you to say congratulations on doing impactful work and showing and sharing with the community that your work is valuable. I'm going to sit over here on the sidelines and pay for everything out of my pocket and whine and moan because I'm paying for everything out of my pocket. But that's the choice you chose. You chose that. You chose that. So I want everybody to be clear. Nobody feels sorry for you because that's the lane you chose. You chose to stay in a space of, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you feel some kind of way about that. Maybe you feel good about that, being able to say, I didn't know. But don't get mad. Don't get mad when the funding goes to the other places. Okay? Can we agree? Can we agree that we're not going to be haters? We're not going to sit over on the sideline because that's where we chose to sit? That we're not going to learn what everybody else knows how to do? Okay? We're not going to have no haters, right? Everybody's going to applaud the ones that know. Because I can't take it. Y'all who get in my inbox, don't get in my inbox, by the way. Those of y'all who get in my inbox, you don't know, I don't know. I tell you what to do. I say, get my nonprofit startup guide. I can't do that. I can't do that, Jen. Good. Again. Y'all know I love you more than my looking. I come here to share my knowledge with you. I come here to give you information for free. TikTok has told me I've been on now for 90 minutes. It's time for me to go. I hope that I have shared something that's going to shake you up. I wanted to keep you up at night, honey. I want you to walk away from this space thinking, what the devil did she just say? What? Was she talking to me? I was, and you're welcome. All right? Somebody need to tell you the truth. Don't hate me because I told you the truth. The truth will set you free, honey. I'm the one that tells you the truth for free. All right? I told you the truth for free. I don't work for free, but I told you the truth for free. I don't work for free. You shouldn't either. You shouldn't either. I don't think anybody should. This was my very first book, The Guide to Grant Writing Success. This was my second book, The Guide to Fundraising Success. I'm a professional fundraiser. I am a grant writer. I help organizations raise money for their nonprofit businesses. All right. This was my third book, Nonprofit Startup to Sustainability. This was my fourth book, Blacks and Nonprofits, the grant writing edition. This was my fifth book on how to secure funding for your nonprofit, 365 days a year. Now, the thing about books is this. This is the thing about a book. If you don't read the book and if you don't do what the book says, you cannot blame the book. I'm just going to say that. Some of y'all who go around and get things, right? Y'all went to this training, you went to that training, you did this, but you didn't do what they told you to do. You then did not get the result. I'm here for the result. Okay? I work with leaders who want to sustain their business. Why is that important to me? Because now you have sustained result. We are in the business of result. We serve real people. Did you hear what I said? We serve real people. People who have need, people who are in distress, people who need resources and support. We serve real people who count on and rely on our business to be a step, to be a net, to be an avenue of change for them. But they're not our donors and our funders. So the real people that we also serve are our donors, our funders, our supporters. And we owe it to them to show them that we are a business that they can trust with their investment. Or for some of y'all who run around here talking about, I got a nonprofit and I need somebody else's money, but I don't really care about their money. I don't even want to work with you. Don't call me, don't inbox me. I'm not interested. All right. Y'all are welcome to Box My Lives, though. I hope it helped. But I'm telling you right now, in 2025, I only am speaking to the organizational leaders that really want to affect life and have results. That's all I'm talking to. I'm not speaking to anybody else. Those of you that have passion but don't want to learn how to run the business, I'm going to say, okay, I don't have a dog in the fight. Do you, boo? But don't get mad. Don't get mad when you don't have money, because that's how you set it up. That means you cannot do the work that's important to your community. You are the light sits on the hill. My head is up to you. Thank you. All right. If you all are interested in the things that I do, I'm going to tell you how to get started. Get my nonprofit startup guide. That's it. I've done the work for you. Everything you need to know about the nonprofit business, what to do, it tells you how to do it. It gives you the detail, the description. If all you get from this is, Jen, I need to know the business, get my nonprofit startup guide. Okay? For those of you who are on YouTube, I'm going to put the information in the description. All right? Don't go to my website just to talk to me and ask me, Jen, I want to talk to you. Jen, I want to start my nonprofit. What do I do first? I'm telling you what to do first. Get the nonprofit startup guide. I'm telling you what to do first. Because anything else I tell you after that, you're going to tell me I can't afford it. Right? I can't have any money, Jen. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Well, then what are we having a conversation for? I done gave you 90 minutes or more for free. When you get on my calendar and say, Jen, I need help with my nonprofit, I'm going to say, do you know what a nonprofit is? Do you have a plan to fund your nonprofit? If you say to me, no, but I don't have any money. I'm going to say, what the devil are you wasting my time for? What are we talking about? What you don't have, but you don't want to learn how to do? Why are we having this conversation? Because you just want to talk to me, tell me? You can say that in the comments. Say, Jen, I want to start my nonprofit, but I don't know what to do. What should I do first? I'm going to say, get my nonprofit started, God. You don't want to do that? You want to hire me? But I don't have any money, Jen. Well, how are you going to get some money? You got to learn how to raise money. You don't you don't want to learn how to raise any money? Well, then we're back to what are we talking about? I raise money. That is my job. That is my business. Is I raise money for nonprofits. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't. I've got some exciting things though coming out for you guys. I've got some trainings. I've got some opportunities to work with me. I've got a fundraising training where I'm going to spend 10 days with some of you to put together your fundraising plan in January. In January, I'm going to be spending 10 days with some of you to put together your fundraising plan, to show you the how to. How do you put together your plan? How do you diversify your funding stream? How do you find your ideal donors? How do you create a case for support? How do you market your program to find donors, to have donors find you? How do you bring in revenue on a regular basis? I'm going to be spending 10 days with many of you for that. All right. It's only going to be $47. $47. If you are interested in that, I'm going to put that in the description below. All right. I want to say thank you all for liking. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for subscribing. I know that my delivery is different. I know that my content is very direct. And that's intentional. Because those of you that are not serious about this business, you'll leave. But those of you that say, Jen, I am really serious about the impact and the result, the legacy of change that my mission provides. Jen, I want that when I retire, the mission in my organization continues beyond me. I want to leave a legacy of result. Those are you that I want to speak to. Okay. I am spending the last years of my career helping to build strong, sustainable nonprofits. I'm not out here just talking about starting a nonprofit. I'm not impressed that you started one, but you don't know how to sustain it. I'm not impressed that you started one and you're funding it all by yourself. That's your choice. But when you're ready to learn how, and if Uncle Google and YouTube University could have been the one to show you how, why haven't they? Those of you who think that you don't need somebody to show you how, you don't need anybody to show you how. You can figure it out on your own. I don't have a dog in that fight. Okay. I want to say thank you. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your follows. Do not get in my inbox. Do not get on my calendar. All right. To ask me, Jen, I listened to you and I want to know where to begin. I'm going to say begin by getting my nonprofit startup guide. It comes with a video, a 2-hour and 17-minute video on how to start your nonprofit with funding. How do you fund this thing? How do you generate money for this thing? For those of you that are visual learners, for those of you that say, well, Jen, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you, Jen. I just want you to tell me again what I just sat here for 90 minutes to say it. I'm not going to say anything different. I'm going to say, did you hear me say get the guide? And you didn't do what I told you to do. You're not even open to coaching. I'm telling you how to be coached for free. I'm telling you, get the guide, go on over there to my YouTube, go on over there to my other pages, and all of that is there laid out for you. Hundreds of videos, me telling you what to do. But if you say, Jen, I really want to work with you, I need a mentor, I need a coach, then come ready to be coached. Don't waste your time and don't waste mine. If you don't want to do what I'm telling you to do, if you don't want to learn how to do it, I'm not the one for you. I have no tolerance, none, for people who are not serious about this business. I'm serious about this business. I am serious about the business of stewardship. I'm serious about the business of mission. I am serious about the business of result. I am serious about the mission of change and transformation. I'm not serious about your passion. I'm not. Be passionate about result. Be passionate about impact. Be passionate about changing and transforming the community. Be passionate about that. Passionate enough to learn how to do it. I'm going to stop right there. All right. I want to say thank y'all. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your follows. Thank you for those of you that subscribe. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've had my YouTube now for almost 10 years. And I have just now decided to start coming live here. You guys have seen lots of my videos, but I'm going to be coming live here on YouTube. So hopefully you will join me. Hopefully you will get information that will be helpful and beneficial to you. And hopefully you'll subscribe and turn on your notifications so that when I do come live, you can join me. All right. Thank you all. I will see you